Are we on? Oh, what's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, that's not technical difficulty stuff, but so we're good. But anyways, thank y'all for joining us today to another edition of the Daily Smoke Live. I'm Brother Los.
Brother Roy.
Brother Black Ant.
And we have our special guest, Lady D, with us.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, love.
You're quite welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
You're quite
Yes,
welcome.
ma'am. Yes,
She's here today to make sure y'all be there Sunday.
That's right.
Yes.
Still got a few more days to get some tickets.
Roll
Get
call
your
these
tickets.
boys.
Get some tickets.
Yeah, roll call these
That's
boys.
she's gonna make sure y'all do what you gotta do. So anyways, as always, welcome to join us. Today is what we talking about today.
What is your calling in life?
calling,
What you here for?
Right. Hopefully we get some of y'all call in or even talk with us to let us know what your calling is. Maybe we have similar ones. Maybe you're not doing what, like me. I know I'm not doing what I was called for, but I'm not sure what it was called for.
That's what's up.
Okay.
But we'll get to that here soon. Anyways,
Hey,
let's
Miss
get.
Joyce.
Miss Joyce, what's up, Mama? That's that. Got my chicken from
Just is.
right there at MLK and Cullen, right on the corner.
Absolutely.
You get there quicker if you
fried
go over
chicken
the
ever,
overpass. What is it, Bobby? The Belford overpass right there?
That's fried
We got people lost.
Just,
Yeah. Anyways,
Joyce, I don't know. I haven't had Joyce's chicken.
right.
We got
So we gonna have to hook you up with that.
Mhm.
He don't like giving Joyce chicken because he knows it's good and it makes him feel like he's a
you.
Okay.
Who's mine?
yeah.
Oh, no, I
He's
got
like when Joyce throw out that
I got
when
it.
Joyce got
We're
that
gonna
good
have a
chicken.
fried chicken contest.
Which
around
he-
this
I
week.
just want the fried chicken. Go, girl.
I can make fried chicken. My fried chicken will beat your fried chicken anyway.
Oh, no.
Right, no.
Get on it.
Oh,
It's funny, man. The only reason I
no.
say that is
Don't.
Oh,
every time he comes
no.
over and he's like, man,
Oh,
chicken's
no.
good today, boy.
You know he gonna make me have a chicken fry.
Oh,
off.
no.
A chicken fry
No.
Monday.
No.
Okay, we can have a chicken
We
fry.
got chicken fry. If y'all want to throw in your chicken recipes, come on down and we have a chicken fry.
We're gonna have a chicken fry.
I got white fans from here to Atlanta, my man.
We got-
Everybody like my fried
we gotta
chicken,
get
man.
the
You know what I mean?
viewers
White
You know,
fans?
white fans. Atlanta, they like my chicken, man. They be like, man, the chicken real
Hey,
good,
white
buddy.
fans.
White fans and white people like his chicken.
Yeah, man, that's how good
You
it
gotta put
is.
salt on white people food.
Go to the barbecue inn. He loves that shit.
Ooh,
That
barbecue
don't
inn,
got
where it's
no
at?
salt, no nothing.
Ooh, that's where it's at.
Whatever
Can't
flour,
trust
whatever
Ron.
That's where it's at.
whatever fried up flour tastes like. that's what it
Barbecue
tastes
Inn
like.
is rated the number 2 fried chicken place in the entire United States. I looked it
The
up.
barbecue in on Preston?
Yes, ma'am.
You
Number
never
2.
even no damn smoke
You know
at
what
that
list
place.
is on? It's on the same list where out of nationwide,
Who buys barbecue from somewhere you
Prince's
never
is number 5.
I know, but it's been there since like 60 something.
1940s.
Not in the front.
Deep into segregation.
I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah,
That's how long they've
I'm
been
glad
around.
you say deep
Even
in
the segregation chicken,
even,
boy.
even after all the white people left, they stayed right there.
They still
like chicken.
They
That's
still
that
there.
segregation
They still
chicken, boy.
I think they having private meetings in that bad boy because I don't never smell no
Yeah.
smoke or no food when you pass by
I
there.
don't know, man. They got a lot of black people in the
I
cook.
ain't never seen. Okay, well, so did
Real,
the
they real with it over there.
didn't all the plantations have a lot of black
Absolutely, and
people? in
all the
there?
white people and light skinned people, they are the service.
They're the service.
Am I
They
lying?
got yep.
Yeah, man.
It's
got
a-
the
it's
butter
a-
That's some of the best chicken you ever had in
So
your life.
go by the plantation right there at the corner across Timbers and
And
yeah.
as for the number 2 segregation chicken plate,
Right. Number two. You know, it's funny because the first time I went there with him, what he got, I'm looking at the stuff on
Yes.
the wall, and what he got for like $13 something in 1965, it was like $2. I'm like, look at that. He's
prices are going
I'm
up.
like, woo! Back then,
That
for
is
$2,
sure.
you
It's like
get
go up
this,
there
this
and
plate. You know,
You don't
Ain't
never
I'm going
smell
tonight
any
after the
food.
show.
You can't smell anything when you pass that place.
nothing, no
Nothing.
smoke or nothing.
Nothing.
So they just
Airtight. They want the smell to stay in the building.
they must, cause
They don't want no smoke out.
so they don't be they won't be using that. They don't be cooking that shit with smoke.
Mm-mm.
That's some good fried chicken, y'all.
They put liquid smoke on their chicken. I don't give a
Segregation plate number 2.
Okay.
Right. So anyways, getting to our sponsors, banging, www.banging832.com. They show past episodes of our shows on Sundays at 7 o'clock. They have their own, it's a radio station. They got their own podcast. They got DJs that play. You can just go and listen and do whatever. So make sure y'all check them out. They represent us, so here we are trying to represent them. So make sure y'all check it out, www.banging832.com. Then we got Tamia's Touch of Canvas, massage therapy. Get with There you go. www.tamiaanderson.com to get with life, get a massage, touch his body, as he says.
Touch it.
Yeah, make sure y'all check her out. Veteran
Touch it
owned,
good.
black owned. And what you said, she got the hands of Ricky. Is it Ricky that she can do?
Oh, Ricky, yeah,
Ricky,
man.
that's
She
what it's
manipulates your body, your energy.
Without even
Oh,
touching.
Ricky. I thought,
Ricky.
I'm like, who is Ricky?
Dude at the end of the dude at the end of Boys in the Hood.
Thank you, Ricky. Okay, I'm like, Ricky. Okay, I bet y'all.
Then we got
Okay.
the Shrine of the Black Madonna here on MLK, 5309 MLK Boulevard, Houston, Texas. You can go check out the first and third Saturday of each month from 12 to 6. You check out the Buy Black Marketplace, Black Vendor Market Book and Art Fair. Didn't you say you've been there before?
Yes, yes, and I actually well, it wasn't the Bible like marketplace. I went to the shrine during Kwanzaa.
And they sell stuff.
Oh yeah, I got some nice jewelry.
That's cool. So you find that,
You got some
art
nice
stuff
jewelry.
that you're the only one that got it because they only
Yep.
made one.
I bought a ring and a bracelet there. During Kwanzaa.
All right, that's where you get them pics with the thing, put it in your head.
with the red and green at the end of the cone that fold up. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
We're not talking around no more.
That's back to segregation
We're
day.
not talking around no more.
But anyways, if you want to be a vendor, they'll call it on vendors. Whatever you have, they sell it there on Saturdays from 12 to 6, and you could all go sell your stuff too. So little
Yeah.
chance to make you some money. It's open to the public. I'm sure it costs something to be a vendor, but you would go to
think it's like $30.
www.buyblackmarketplace.com. That's not bad.
No, it's
It's 30
it's
bucks to
super
set
cheap,
up a
and they
little
have
thing.
and
You might-
they get a good crowd that comes through
Yeah.
there.
Also, you might.
They get a really good crowd. They get a really good
So
crowd.
even if you're not sure if your stuff would sell, go there, try it out.
Yeah.
See, maybe you sell out, and you can keep coming back first and third Saturday of the month. But yeah, the Buy Black Marketplace at the Shrine of Black Madonna right here. So make sure y'all check that out. Then we got Puff Pass It CBD and more at 4130 and a half Cavalcade here in Houston, Texas 77026. You can check them out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Puff Pass It _CBD and more. Their website is puffpassit20.wixsite.com, my site. And you can check, they're also on Yelp, Puff Pass It CBD and more. Check them out there. And it was the owner, Tanya Ashley. You can call her, 713-766-6631, and go check this place out. As you see there on the card, on the picture. Place is nice,
Yeah.
It's nice. We got to go there at night to see it.
Yeah,
No.
and actually, I talked to Tanya. What day was that? I talked to Tanya. I think I passed by that Friday, and she's actually working on like a calendar of things to do.
That's cool.
So she's gonna she's gonna get back to having
Is that
different
karaoke,
events on
right?
different days. Karaoke on Fridays, so definitely we'll be doing karaoke on Fridays.
Right.
But she's also looking at doing like the bike ride. She wants to do like some line dancing classes and stuff like that. Game days. She's gonna have, I think, game days on Saturdays where it'll be like a whole day of just like playing the games and stuff out there.
Okay.
Man, you just gotta come. You gotta come out there and like really chill and check it out. Sit on the patio and all of that.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. Well, we got one more week of football season.
I think so.
Yeah, this is
till
what?
Super Bowl. Yeah,
Yeah,
This is
of regular stuff.
this is the last week of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
because Thursdays they watch the game over
yeah.
there.
I want to say last Thursday might have been the last Thursday night football.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
forward
That time.
because this weekend is Saturday and Sunday they're doing games,
Yeah.
and I think
That's
that's the end of the season, and the playoffs will start the following week from there.
Well, she's working on a calendar of things to do, and of course, you can book it for private events too. So.
Right.
That's what's
So
up.
make sure y'all check that out. Again, that was Puff Pass at CBD and more at 4130 and a half Cavalcade here in Houston, Texas, 77026. And then we got Sunday.
Fuji Chagwalia.
The
This
family
is
reunion.
part 5. Well, it's the family reunion, so I'm not gonna even call it a part 5. This is the family reunion. So I call it the family reunion because, when I started this a year ago on the day of Fuji Chagwalia, on December 27th last year.
That was your first event?
That was the first one.
Okay.
That was the first one, December 27th last year. That's where the name came from, Fuji Chagwalia, because the second day of Kwanzaa is Fuji Chagwalia, which means self-determination.
Okay.
And so we have been doing this whole year in wellness and determining what wellness looks like for ourselves for a full year. Most people that have attended all of the events.
Right.
You guys
We
missed the first one,
Yeah.
but you've been at all of the ones since then. So, what I feel like is in the midst of that, we've all become family,
Absolutely.
and so that's why I call it the family reunion. So we will get together and we will talk about like what's the year been like.
Right.
What has the year in wellness been like? And I'm going to talk about it in
Right. Have you
detail.
incorporate anything you've learned from these?
Yeah, have you incorporated? What were the challenges? I know I was challenged, and I was the one leading. I was challenged like a middle school. I was challenged. So, but we're offering a $5 discount to our viewers. So you put in the code taboo, and you will get a $5 discount. We're gonna do vision boarding. I'm gonna do that.
What's that?
We're gonna do vision boarding.
What's that?
You're gonna make out your vision, like your goals, but make it life. Like bring it out of here onto paper, cardboard, a mirror, whatever you want to put it on. But we're gonna do some vision boarding and actually like a lot of us have the things that we want to do up here, but if we put it out there in a visual, then it makes it more real. It makes it more tangible. It also makes you more accountable to it.
That's true.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some vision boarding too.
Can mine be butt naked in the middle of a
Whatever your vision is, if that's your
It'll
vision,
be right there, butt naked.
if that's your vision, make it plain, and then figure out the
Good.
steps on how you gonna get there.
We all
Yeah.
got our needs and wants.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Where there's no vision,
And then,
people
and,
perish.
and then last but not least, us. www.thedailysmoke.com, THA Daily Smoke, where you find out anything you need to know about us. You go there, upcoming events. If you want to come on the show, go there, be experienced. Everything about us is there. The staff, pictures with past guests and everything.
Yeah.
Go check that out. And if you want to give a donation, it's dollars at Cash App $TD Smoke. And we're happy to take whatever you can. For right now, if you can't do anything, watching this all the way through, hitting that like button, like. I need you to hit that like button
Hit that
and
like
sharing
button.
our content. That's good enough right there. But
Yeah, share,
right,
For
share
real.
our content. Get us out there.
share. And I forgot to say, for those who are out of town and can't attend Sunday in person, there is where I am going to offer it on Zoom. So we will be able to send you a Zoom link.
That's cool.
For that, they can email the show or they can email me directly, and we'll get them the Zoom link.
That's pretty cool.
There's a $15 fee for the Zoom, so it's half price if you want to do it on Zoom. But yeah, I wanted to open it. I had people who were requesting that they wanted to be there, but they couldn't be there in person.
Right.
So made the Zoom available too.
The only problem I got with the Zoom thing, they ain't gonna be able to taste that good food.
No, they won't. That's why I gave them a discount.
You know what I mean?
That's why they get a discount. But better taste the food.
It's that good, man.
For the
That
price
food.
in the discount, you get food too.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Come on through.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
man.
the Louisiana me
Right.
that we have to say. We
Yeah.
have to feature.
Got to eat. That's what I'm saying. You gotta eat something.
Gotta eat.
Bring you together. I gotta give you something. At
Yeah.
least give you a drink.
Yeah.
Right. Something.
Something.
Right.
What was your favorite thing? If you could pick one thing from any of the events you've attended, what was the favorite thing that you had?
That chicken from last time.
The chicken?
Yeah.
I had someone else call me and ask me about the
Wherever that was
chicken.
from.
The
That was good.
Chicken Plus.
Chicken
That
Plus.
was-
Chicken
yeah,
Plus.
I enjoyed that.
That closed on Sunday, so I won't have Chicken
Plus,
Yeah,
Plus.
that was
Yeah.
good. That was.
Yeah, that closed on Sunday, so I wouldn't be able to get fresh chicken for you.
Right. And then I think at the first one there was some kind of candies or some type of
Oh, the
dessert thing. Somebody made some stuff that was there. Some type of dessert. I can't remember. It wasn't cupcakes. Almost like some type of cookies with something on them and stuff.
the dip cookies.
Is that what there was something the first time we went, there was somebody had a bunch of fancy looking desserts and it was good as hell.
Really?
I know we had some. I think we may have had some pralines or something one time. I don't know. I've done.
that was good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ron's favorite was that time we had Popeyes.
Man,
Oh my god!
I had no idea what I was eating. And I was like, man, this was all right here, man. That chicken, what was it, chicken strips or something,
Y'all
man?
traumatized.
Woo, man, what you saying?
Y'all
That's the first time I ever
traumatized.
had that.
Y'all traumatized.
I kept
me
going
with
back. I kept going
That's
back.
what it was supposed to be. So.
No,
Okay.
no.
Hey, man, you knocked that one out the park.
If anything,
That fried chicken
you
was
should've
good,
been
man. That
back
Popeye
strips.
chicken
You
was
went all
good.
chicken.
For real.
Right.
I don't know if I was just hungry or what.
You were hungry.
You knew what it was. You
You
just
were
didn't know.
hungry.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
I'd eat this chicken. Where's this from?
No,
That-
I never had them before.
That's the reason why
Oh, the script.
I'm
Yeah.
totally controlling food at this point right now.
Right.
Like I'm.
Want to get it right. Gotta do
No,
just that.
Lord, yeah, that one, that
Do it
was-
yourself, flavor it up.
that was emergency chicken.
Emergency chicken.
Yeah. But still, hey, I got fed. Paid to go there, and I got fed too. So that's the main part. And you had a good time. Everybody.
I enjoyed it,
Vanessa
man.
Bowling does not serve Popeye's chicken at her events.
Somebody else did that shit.
You said
That was
somebody
what it was an
chicken.
emergency. It was a friend of mine. She stepped in and tried to save the day because the person who was supposed to do something, it just
They didn't want to smell like
Mhm.
grease.
I know what you want to say.
what was supposed to be there was not there, and so the person that went and picked that up.
Trying to save the
I
day.
know what you
Trying to
want to
say.
say.
We
Yeah.
appreciate
I
that person
know
because
what
we
you
ate.
Yeah,
Because
so
we did.
I appreciate her support totally.
Yeah,
I know what you want to say.
But I just will not position myself where somebody has to do something like that again.
Right.
Hey,
So
man.
if you want it done right, you got to do it
Let me
yourself.
ask y'all a question, man. Did y'all see that dude down national TV?
That's not. I'm not gonna laugh at that with you.
Did you see that? No, I'm not
What,
laughing
the
at
football
it.
dude?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, he's still in the
No.
hospital.
Did you see that?
No.
And brought him back on the spot, man.
Right there, they give
Yeah.
him CPR and everything.
Everybody was like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like you never seen nobody get CPR on the field.
Never.
I've seen dudes get
Well, that's
carted
how
off,
serious it was.
but not
Never.
right there. Stop.
I
Man,
didn't see it. Yeah, that's how I said. I heard them say this one, and I forgot the name of the condition they said it was, but it was something where you get like an impact to the chest,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes you into instant cardiac
That's
arrest.
exactly what happened. He hit that
And-
dude in
yeah.
the shoulder right there, and
And he
He stood up
actually
and
went
everything.
back into cardiac. They had to revive him again at the hospital.
What?
So they did the CPR on the field, and then at the hospital, I believe they said they had to revive him again at the hospital. So they have him on a ventilator now because
Yeah.
his lungs are still not strong enough to function on their own or something like that. They were saying.
yeah, they having trouble with that.
Yeah. So
This
yeah,
is a blood flow.
Man, that was a freak
crazy.
accident.
Everybody's fucked up over there. I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen some broken legs,
What
and
a
shit like
freak
that,
accident.
concussions, but
Yeah.
not bring out the like.
You know?
Yeah.
That's telling you, dude must be dead. Why are they doing that? They think he's dead. So they're trying to revive him.
they also said something. I didn't know that there are at least. I want to say they said there are at least 30 medical professionals on the field, on the sidelines at every NFL game.
Right. I think each side has so many. So
Yeah.
There's always that many there.
Yeah.
My only question, and I would know with a fair degree of certainty, if he's on a ventilator and they declare him brain dead, I wonder if it's cardiac death or brainstem death. Because depending on how the body goes determines what they're going to do with the organs. And what they found was there's a correlation. I studied this way back in grad school, but there's this correlation where they found a lot of doctors were considering people one or the other. It was either brain death or cardiac death, one of the two. But whichever one, in order to harvest the organs, they have to fit this criteria, which would be, let's say, brainstem death. If he doesn't fit that criteria, then there's a strong chance that he may make it because you're dealing with other stuff like, the brainstem is intact. The brain wouldn't deprive option, but, too much longer.
Right.
The pulmonary system, that's what they're having a hard time, kept staying online or whatever. But I wonder which approach they're going to have with this on this ventilator. Because I don't see it. I don't see him coming out of it, man.
Well, I ain't gonna speak that.
They did say
I ain't gonna
that he
speak
was
that.
on 100% air, and then today on NFL Today I saw they talked about he's on 50%.
Yeah.
So,
everything
no, I'm
coming
not
out
gonna
of
speak
the hospital is positive.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not so much, Danessa, that I'm declaring anything or putting vibes out there. I'm just talking facts. Like, if you see a person in a hospital and you see this individual in this hospital 9 out of 10 times, someone that contracts this disease, the 11th person that has it, you can say with a fair degree of certainty, hey, man, I don't think they're going to make it. That's not putting nothing on his life. Now, we can say hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's all I'm saying. Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying.
Okay, you ain't got to agree. but-
No, no.
We'll be all right.
I still
No doubt.
say I'm not gonna speak that out there.
No doubt, I got you. I got you.
Been on that, so.
Yeah.
Because he had pneumonia, plus he had a bunch of blockages in his heart. So there was
Mhm.
surgery is out the question, about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going, we're going to, give him everything that he needs to make sure he's breathing this, draining all the fluid out. But it's going to be a point in time that we're going to have to stop this to see if he can continue breathing on his own.
Right.
Right.
They
Right.
even said, be prepared. If he doesn't come out of this, be prepared.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
he came out of it. So
Yeah.
Right. What's up, Danny?
How long? What kind of life? What was his quality of life after he came out of it?
it degraded. It was degraded
Yeah.
because of his age and then having all these issues, pneumonia.
Right.
So it degraded, but he went out with style.
That's what's up.
People done things with
That's
God.
what's up. That's what's
I don't
up.
know. My dad's a heart transplant recipient, so
God bless you.
and he's
still
outlived that heart three. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
outlived that heart 3 times.
God bless
I say 3 times because the life expectancy for someone with a transplant, it's only intended to extend your life, and they expect the life expectancy is about 10 years.
you. Oh, really?
From getting
Yes.
a new heart.
And my dad has had his heart 29.
Wow.
Wow. That's what's up.
So yeah, we're going. I can mark it with. He got his transplant a few months, 7 months after my daughter was born,
Hmm.
and so she turns 30 in May.
That's what's up.
So he's had that heart 29 years.
That's what's
You
up.
know where it came
So-
from? Young person.
It actually came from a 25-year-old.
25.
It was a
Really?
25-year-old. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, he was because he actually tells everybody he's too much younger than me, because when he got his heart, I was 25.
Okay.
I turned 25 that October, and they had called us in to tell my dad to say our last goodbyes.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm like, I don't believe it. I'm not gonna speak anything on because you never know.
Right.
We have been
That's
called
true.
in to say our goodbyes, and then he's still here.
Sure.
Like, and honestly, if you look at him, you couldn't tell. You would not believe. Nobody else believes that he's a heart transplant recipient.
Right.
Yeah.
And I used to say patient. Yeah, he has.
He's outlived people that knew he had to.
Yes, he has. He has.
That's crazy.
He's the first male now in the family. He was the first male in the family on his paternal side to actually live to see 70 years old.
Amen. Good for him. With the transplant.
He got a
What
50-year-old heart.
Yeah, so his heart,
Right.
50 years.
Right.
his heart is 54.
Yeah.
54, so
His
Reset
heart
it.
is 54 because
Reset
his
it.
heart was he got his heart in December, and so I turned 25 in October, and he got his heart out of the 25-year-old in December. I think the
Wow.
person died of a motorcycle accident or something like that.
That's how that person.
I marked it was a
That's-
motorcycle accident.
That's where, and then once they got declared dead or whatever, that's what I was just talking about, the
Yeah.
brain
So
stem
they
versus
figured out,
cardiac.
so
Yeah.
had he
Yeah.
couldn't have had a heart attack because would have been no good.
Yeah.
You can't give somebody. He just had a heart attack. Take that heart, give it to this person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's not gonna work.
so, but I mean, that's how close he was to death that we
That's
have been
crazy.
called in to say our
Crazy.
goodbyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Cool.
How long was he on the waiting list?
that I don't remember. I did like that part is a blur for me. I don't even remember. Because he was like my dad was like in his 40s.
When he needed a transplant.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why that's why for me I was so paranoid about dying for years.
Right.
Really? My
Yeah.
mom was like that.
For
My mom-
years I was paranoid about dying. Like,
I used to always use my mom's because she died at 54. And as far as I knew in our family, that's the youngest anyone had died until years
Yeah.
later. My cousin Javier died of leukemia.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that then he became the youngest. So all my life, I'm like, man, if I get past 54, if I can get past there, I can.
That's me.
But
That's
it made you
back your
think.
head,
Then
for
if my
real.
grandmother died
For
at
real.
54, I've seen my mom and didn't pass it, so maybe I'll pass it. Or maybe it's something. It's heart shit, so it gotta be in the family. Maybe
Yeah.
it's me. I'm 54. I'm done.
I know people that have been real anxious and paranoid about
Yeah.
that.
Me, you're looking at one.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom died at 54.
See,
Yeah.
I just turned 54.
Right. So
About
I have
you-
no life plan past 54 years old. Like, I just
Right,
realized that
right.
you gotta do something.
When was the anxiety at its highest?
Since I was 35 years old.
that's when you started thinking about.
Yeah, because she died when I was 35. She died when I was 35. So, you know, I'm honest about this that ever since the age of 35, I had been trying to not die.
Trying to make
Not
it
so
past
much trying to
54.
live. I had been trying to not die. And mind you, I had two dynamics. I had a father who had a heart transplant at 47 and a mom who died of cancer at 54. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck
Right.
genetics.
Right. I feel you on that.
Like, so yeah. So
Right. I feel you on that because I
Man.
remember thinking about my grandmother and later they said some of that stuff, you know, it's in the family.
yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh shit, like, you know, especially when I got older, when I had high blood pressure, I'm like, man, I hope I can make it past 54. If I can
Yeah.
I'm good. But that was always in my head. The closer I got, I'm like, damn, I got like 3-4 more years. Am I gonna hit that number and be gone too because of this shit? So start trying to do things different. Now that my parents made it to their late 70s, now that's the number I'm looking forward to now.
Oh yeah.
It's a sure thing we're gonna all go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's,
Yeah.
And like and because you're cognizant of that, it personally has caused me to do a lot of self-reflection. And in doing so, one of the issues or one of the points that would be on my mind from time to time was like, did I do what I was supposed to do with my life?
Mm. Yeah, I was thinking it's a perfect lead into the conversation.
right,
yeah.
right.
Did I do with my life what I'm supposed to be doing? And that causes you to like think about what you're calling in life and all of that kind of stuff. What would you say if someone asked the both of you? Well, first off, do you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing with your life?
I never thought about my calling. Whatever I'm doing, that's what I'm supposed to be fucking doing right now. Just can't do nothing else. I never thought about a calling thing. As I start hearing people talk about that, then I start thinking, okay, well, maybe I was supposed to do this. Maybe I was supposed to do that. You know, but either way, here's where I am, you know. Because if you're going to be like that, then, you know, I want to be like Elon Musk rich. That's my calling, to be that rich. You know? So, you know, if we're going to say,
dream big.
we're gonna say
You know
what
what
my
I
calling
mean?
is, I think I'm supposed to be Elon Musk rich.
Hey,
I'm
if your
supposed to take
dreams
y'all
ain't
to Mars
scared you,
and shit.
if your
That's a
dreams
calling
ain't
or
scared
that's
you,
your
ain't thinking big
dream.
enough.
No, that's what I'm saying. With either way, so if you're saying a calling or a dream, that's pretty much to me the same thing.
Yeah, a lot of
No, it's
times.
not.
In a certain, I don't think it's not, but it's almost as if, you know, hey, if I'm going to just say what my calling was, well, I think I should supposed to be a rich ass billionaire. You know?
What were you going to say? I'm interested.
I don't think your calling is not about your dream. It's not so much about your dreams, and it's definitely not about finances. Your calling is that thing that you were put on this earth to do.
Correct.
That's what I believe it is.
Correct.
Your calling is, I think everyone was created for a purpose. And there's something that each of us is supposed to be doing on this earth to fulfill the purpose of that which we believe in. So for me, as a Christian, as a person who believes in God, I believe that the work that I do, my calling, is that thing that I'm supposed to do in this world that represents Him. Like, this is how I show up for God.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I show people Him. That's my calling. Like, I think that He says, you're going to glorify me through this. And that's your calling. And I thought about this as I was coming over here. Like, well, how do you know if you're operating your calling? Because you ain't shit without Him. You can't do it without it. Like, if you do it and you that great on your own, you're probably not operating your calling.
The term calling outside of the formal sense of religion, like specifically Western religion, Christianity, what they found was that as a concept, like your calling in life, came from Martin Luther. Mm-hmm. It's a Lutheran idea. And Luther weaponized it. Mm-hmm. That's why we have the division of labor. Because what they did was they said, what's your calling in life? Have you identified your calling? In other words, what are you supposed to be doing with your life? And predominantly, we think in terms of occupation, work, something like that. Mm-hmm. And whatever it is that you find gratification in, or you're good at, or you have exceptional skill at something, we usually say, okay, that was your calling in life. Which is how we have the division of labor. Mm-hmm. My only thing with that is, like, how do you know what your calling is? Just because you're good at something or you have a skill at something doesn't necessarily make it your calling, or does it?
You could argue that, say, well, yeah, that's why I'm good at this. I must have been made to do this.
Because you're good
That's
at
why
it.
I'm good at it, because I can't do what she does. So that must not be what I'm supposed to do. So maybe this is my calling over here.
I think, yeah, I agree, Los. I think it's that thing that you're good at. Like you have this natural gift for it. And I can't speak for anyone else. I think that I know for me, there's always been signs that let me know, okay, this is it. Because I will tell you, like, I've been in the counseling field now 22 years. This month makes 22 years. And I have come in kicking and screaming. And I've been kicking and screaming for 22 years. And every time I say I'm done, the universe sends me evidence that you're not done, and this is why you're not done. Like, I've had the weirdest experiences from day one. So I know I'm operating in my calling in the helping profession, because sometimes I even say and do something, I'm like, I don't know where that came from. It just like, they're like, where you get this from? I'm like, I don't, it just it just comes. Like, some things happen so organically and naturally for me, and people say, oh, you're so talented, you're so good at this, and I'm just like, bruh. Like, sometimes I'm impressed. Like, I step outside of it, I'm like, damn, that was good. That was good. But I know it wasn't, I know it's not because of me. I wanted to be a lawyer, honestly. Like, you talk about money, I wanted to be a attorney. I was gonna drive a black Audi 5000 with peanut butter leather seats.
You already had it all mapped out.
Yes, that was I was like, I had my goal, my dream of what things were supposed to be. You know.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, I see. I can tell you an example of how I know, like, coming into the counseling field was for me. So when I got the postcard in the mail, I had been thinking about going back to school. And so I got this postcard in the mail from the University of Houston for their LCDC program, the Licensed Chemical Dependency Program. My first thought was, oh, hell no. And I threw it in the trash. I literally threw the card in the trash. I was like, oh, hell no. And I threw it, I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with that shit. Okay, well, mind you, you know, I had personal experience with dealing with people with addiction. So I didn't want to deal with nobody else's damn dope thing. Like, that was why I was like, hell no. I don't want to do this. Hell no.
Feel that too.
So I threw the card in the trash. Well, I was cleaning up that day. Everything I put in the trash fell around the card. Nothing would fall on top of the postcard. So at first I wasn't paying attention to it. Then it started to spook me.
Right, because it's like
Like,
I've been through all kinds of shit. And that card's still right there.
so I even went and I pushed it down in the trash, and it's like it popped up on the top. And I never forget, I had some leftover spaghetti in the refrigerator. And I went to throw the damn spaghetti on it, and the spaghetti would not even land on that card.
It's on film.
That's crazy. But that is what makes you think. Like they were saying earlier, how some people would think, you know, well, come on, man, you got to use your God-given talent. So in other words, that God gave you that. That's your
that's how. And I think back to that moment, like, literally. So I pulled it out, and I set it on the counter because I took it out, set it on the counter, and that day I knew not to call my mom. I knew my mom was. I could hear my mama going, "Have you lost your damn mind? Why would you want to go deal with some drug addicts for a living?" Right. I just knew what my mom was going to say.
You already heard that.
I knew my mom was going to say. My dad and I at that time, our relationship was like on the mend. And so I called him. For the first time in my life, I held the conversation with my dad for 3 hours that day.
That's what's up.
3 hours that day. That was the first time. Later, I went back to U of H. So I did that at U of H Central. I went to U of H downtown, and then, graduated from there. And there was a time when I was like, I'm out, I'm done, I don't want to deal with this no more, blah, blah, blah. And I think I was trying to re-enroll in school at the time. And I had to go to Central Campus to get my transcript. And I was trying to tell them that I was an assistant. I was trying to find my transcript. I was having some trouble with it, whatever. And I kept saying, y'all have to be connected. Like, the system has to be connected, because I graduated from with the LCDC program over here. And the only connection I had was I was a student at Central Campus at one point. I was a student at downtown. So it's all connected. And they kept telling me it wasn't connected. Like they had my name one way in one system and different
Oh,
address and all that, and they kept telling me it wasn't connected. And I said, well, if it wasn't connected, then how did y'all get my name in the first place?
right.
And like at the moment I said it, I just got quiet and I was like, oh, okay. So that was like the second time
Right.
for me it was confirmed. Like, and it was during the time when I was like, I'm done with this shit. I ain't doing this work no more. So every time I said I wasn't gonna do the work reminded me, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Did you get any like gratification or any gains or any reward like choosing to go that route in your life? Like was there any type of, was there any gains from that? Like, did you get something out of it? Something about it made you happy? Did it help you feel fulfilled?
That's
Or,
what,
partly
Joy says
whole?
that, to
Like,
me,
did you, because of that decision
Um,
to go that route, given those signs?
well, yeah, there have been a lot of moments where I got something out of it. I think for me, it was a part of my own healing.
Uh-huh.
For me, I was never a drug addict or alcoholic or anything like that.
God bless you.
But I realized I had a food addiction.
Okay.
There were things that I had to do in order to study to help me deal with family dynamics
Uh-huh.
and things like that. Also, though, I learned so much about life from the clients I've dealt with.
Uh-huh.
Like my first caseload was in the prison system.
Mhm.
And again, talking about how you know you're operating your calling.
Mhm.
For me, the creator moves things out your way. Like I was told because I was not an addict and I had never been to prison, I would never get a job in the prison system. Like they said they won't receive you there because you can't identify. You'll never be able to
also, they
work
want you
behind
to
the walls.
have some
That's what they were telling me. Well, when I started applying for jobs, fresh off my student internship, all of a sudden no one else was hiring except guess where?
Mm.
Prison. So that was my first job. Was behind the walls, behind the walls in the jail. But I learned I learned a lot from the ladies there. And think about like that was 20 something years ago. My first caseload there asked me a question. One day I was doing a process group and one of the ladies asked me a question about I was saying, you just gotta hold yourself to a high standard and I'll never forget this young lady, she said, how do you do that when people are mistreating you because of the things that you've done? Like people are supposed to be here to help you, but they're mistreating you, they're talking to you in a kind of way, they're constantly putting you down because of what they can see in your file. How do you do that? How do you hold yourself to a higher standard? And I had heard the term about being a diva at a message in church. And I said, well, you got to be a diva about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, what does that mean? And I said, you got to be divine in victory always.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, you do everything, you hold yourself to a high standard. You do that in everything you do. And in that, you always win. You win and you win all the time, even when it doesn't look like everybody else that you're winning, because you win because you know who you are and you know what you stand for. And so the next day, they came to group and one of them had written on the notebook, Diva Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And so my caseload became known all over TDC as the Diva Squad. These ladies who were in jail, who did not realize that they were in jail, that they held themselves to this higher standard. They walked around like, they were the shit.
Right.
And they were in jail.
Right.
And so I had an incident one time where she was accused of doing something and she had to take these consequences for it, and I was trying to make her sign for it to take the consequences. They told me she had to do it. And she said to me, Miss Bowling, you said if I did not do something that I need to stand up for what's right. I didn't do this. I'll take the consequences, but I'm not signing my name on that paper. I'll take the consequences though. And I had to go to my boss and I said, I'm not making her sign the paper. And she said, why not? I said, she didn't do it. I know she didn't do it because she was willing to take your consequences, but she was not going to put her name on that. But she held to that standard. She was like, today, she said, the person I am today, you can't put my name on anything. So it's like moments like that where it was validating for me to know that this is what I'm supposed to do. When I left that job, I got laid off. That's a whole nother show about your government. and why people need to vote and understand what they're voting for real. Whole nother show about that. But when I left that job, the ladies asked me, they said, when you leave, please develop a program for people like us. Don't ever forget people like us. People that have nowhere else to go, that need somebody to believe in them. And so that's how my name of my business, Diva Uprising, was born.
That's what's up.
That's how Diva Uprising was born. It was born 20 years ago from those ladies there.
Right.
So, going back to the whole thing with the calling and what you get out of it, I mean, I got my whole mission out of that first job that I was told I wasn't even supposed to have.
Okay, I feel how what would make you think that, like, man, I wasn't supposed to be doing this, but here I am 20 years later, really deep into it.
Right.
So this must be what I have.
And so to this day, that first case load is still with me. Every time I write Diva Uprising, it's about them.
The reason I ask you, not you specifically, but the reason why I ask if there was anything like you may have, any positive gains that you received from it, is because I was like, okay, when thinking about what is your calling or identifying your calling, I must be getting something out of it, or I must be good at it, et cetera, et cetera. But I have just for the sake of anonymity, I have a family member. And when I say that this individual could easily have been in the Olympics for track and field, this individual was like, just all of the competition that this individual was going up against. She's in newspapers, she's in, publications, articles, TV shows, all this kind of stuff. And come to find out, she's been doing it almost all of her life. And come to find out, she didn't go further when they wanted her to try for the Olympics because she really didn't get anything out of it. And she was so good at it. Setting records, that kind of stuff. But didn't get anything out of it.
And you think that was her calling.
And you would think that that's her calling because she's so good or was so good at it. And I was trying to figure out, like, and now if you look at this person's like beautiful life. Not track or, there's no press and notoriety and all that. But it's been a family woman and, doing it the normal, she's an entrepreneur, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, and she's happy doing that. She's in a good place. And I'm like, was that her calling? Or was the calling the track and field thing, Like, that's just I'm just throwing that around. Like, how would that fit into that model?
I guess for her, she knew that maybe even if that was her calling, she just didn't want to do it because she wouldn't get nothing out of it. I'm getting more out of this. So maybe that was her calling and it wasn't. So, you can't really tell how it would go.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there. What about this? What if your gift and your calling are not necessarily the same thing?
Fair enough.
You can be gifted in something,
Sure.
but that may not be your calling.
Sure.
Like, I believe your calling is not about you. Your calling, again, is your gift to the world. But your gift, you're gifted like the things that you're talented at. So, like, you may be a great cook. That may be your gift. Does that mean that that's your calling? Is that how you're supposed to serve the world? You're supposed to serve the world through cooking, through feeding others. Matter of fact, you may be a great cook, and the cooking may be your gift, but maybe your calling is one of service.
Right. To feed the people.
To feed the people. Or to educate them, or something like that. Like, I love cooking, and I'm pretty naturally good at cooking. That's for me. That's my therapy. I need that after work or on my days off. I can go in the kitchen and get into a zone. That's a gift, but that's for me. The calling is the way I have to show up for everybody else. So she may be a gifted runner, but her calling, you say she's a great mom.
Absolutely.
Her calling may be that. Her calling may be to be a gifted mom, to raise her kids, so to produce people out there that do what they need to do.
So being gifted and being an exceptional athlete, that wouldn't be a calling?
Not necessarily. Not for everybody. Not necessarily.
I'm trying to figure out, are you saying that if I understand you correctly, you're saying just because you're gifted at something doesn't mean that that's what you're supposed to be doing in life, and vice versa.
Right. That doesn't mean that's the thing you're called to
Right.
do.
And what are we making that determination on? Because how do we know that perhaps it's reverse? Maybe the reverse. Maybe she's actually gifted to be a mom, but her calling was trash. How do we know?
She wasn't fulfilled.
Right.
Okay,
There's a natural sense of fulfillment in your calling.
fair enough. And that's what made me ask the question.
Yeah. There's a
Say,
natural
what are
sense
you
of
getting
fulfillment.
out of it?
There's a sense of fulfillment in
Okay.
it
Okay.
that you know. And what I admire about this generation, this younger generation now, what you see so many people doing, and so many people did out of the pandemic, is so many people walked away from jobs
Mhm.
and careers
Mhm.
to follow that thing that they had been yearning in their heart.
Mhm.
And that's the other way.
Mhm.
That's the other
Right,
part of
right.
it. It's like, it your calling, it draws you. That's why they call it your calling.
Mhm.
Because you can't
Calls
run
you.
from it.
Calling you.
Calls you.
Calling me.
It calls you to it.
Calling me.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to do it, but it keep calling you.
That's what crack fiends be
Yeah,
saying.
it keep
Yeah.
calling you. It keep calling you. It keep calling you.
But if you put it that way, then I could almost say that my calling would have been to cook, because I cook for you. I don't cook for me. I cook for your satisfaction.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's what
And
fulfills
that's
Yeah.
the
me.
gratification you
Yeah.
get out of it.
So maybe
Yeah.
that should have been what I did.
it gives you when you're operating in your calling. I think it gives you a different sense of joy. Now, I think what make throw some people off with that is say, like, sometimes you can be operating in your calling, but your time in the particular place that you in is done.
Mhm.
It served its purpose. And so then I believe that the atmosphere gets a little uncomfortable because you may be done there. And what you may be doing is you may be in somebody else's way.
Mhm.
Like you're at a job
Mhm.
and you're sitting there and you're doing this thing that you were called to do
Mhm.
and you're good at it. But now the job is getting frustrating, it's getting really stressful and all this stuff. Why? Because you're in the way.
Mhm.
You've done this.
Mhm.
Your calling always calls you to something higher.
Mhm.
And so it's time for you to go to the next level, but you sitting there stuck and you in somebody else's way that needs to get there.
Or you can say your calling, it calls you, but what it's supposed to in your life.
Yeah, when it's
Maybe
supposed
you
to.
weren't supposed to know what your shit was at 20, 30
Right.
years old. In your 40s, you start doing what it is because you were supposed to start it in your 40s so that it could last another 30
Yeah,
years.
and it all has purpose.
Mhm.
It all has purpose. And that's the other thing of how you know you're operating your calling, I think, because at some point when you're operating your calling, everything else tends to make sense. Like stuff that didn't make sense years ago makes sense. It makes it, or it'll circle back around to you.
Right.
It'll circle back around. I remember what was this, like when I was at MHMRA right after I left. No, before I came. It was before I came. Before I came there, I worked for a different agency, and he had talked to me about opening up a women's residential program, and that's what I wanted to do. So did it. And when he told me the address of the place, it was in the next block from where back in the day I did all my best acting the damn fool.
All
Like
the circles.
literally took me back to the block. Back to where I did my
Yeah.
best acting a fool. Yeah,
That's
that's true. A
interesting.
person can have more than one calling. I think
That's
they can
what's
have,
up.
Yeah.
and sometimes they can like merge.
That's what's
I think
up.
they can merge sometimes too. Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah.
Those
I think you
people
can.
do YouTube.
You know, right?
So you think like Los? I mean, like, do you think this is a part of your calling?
No,
No,
because I ain't know a damn thing about this a year ago.
you didn't know a damn
No
thing
shit
about it.
no,
But
I
how?
barely even
But
went
how
on
good are
YouTube.
you?
I mean, as far as I know, I'm not as nervous as I was before. We're
Uh-huh.
doing it a lot better. It's flowing better.
Right.
But I don't think it was my calling. I mean, maybe it's not yet. Maybe
Right.
it's coming. And I just got.
Or it isn't. It's being developed.
Right. So you never know.
Your
Right.
calling is being developed. Maybe I mean, because you do all the graphics and stuff, right?
Right.
I don't know how to do that shit.
Because I always think.
Hey, don't love to know. Don't want to know.
Maybe I should have
Kill
been a
it.
producer or a director.
Don't want to know.
Movie or something like that. You know, I'm supposed to entertain. That's part of it. I'm supposed to entertain. That's why I think I'm here. I'm supposed to entertain.
Okay.
You know, because hospitality I learned through my parents. That's what I like to do. I want to feed you. I want to make you feel happy.
Okay.
That's for
Sure.
sure.
Yeah. So you could be operating in your calling.
Never know.
And you know, this is the thing to understand. Sometimes your job pays for your calling.
We got a caller.
And
for
Mama
the call,
Joyce?
man.
Mama Joyce.
We got a caller. Calling in on the call. You don't want to rock with me tonight, Bob.
Hello?
We're going to ride along.
Hey, Mama, how's it going? Thank you for calling.
New Year.
Hey, Miss Joyce.
Hey, Nessa, how are you, sweetie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
good, Mama.
fantastic. I've been enjoying the show. I've been enjoying your answers. I have a question, though. I believe that one sure way to know that you're fulfilling your calling, like you said, that you're satisfied in what you're doing. However, sometimes that the initial calling is not the ultimate calling. And so, therefore, as we are progressing toward the ultimate calling, then we sometimes think that this is not my career, or this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, because there's that unfulfilled yearning that I must be doing more, I should be doing more, or this is not it at all. So I believe that it's possible for us to have more than one calling, and possibly to fulfill them all in our lifetime. And those are my comments. Love y'all.
All
Love you
thank
too.
for calling.
I
Thank
totally
you.
agree. I totally agree with what she's saying there. And here's my thought on it too. Each of those things along the way could be getting you to the big one. It's a part of the
Right.
developmental part of it.
Well, see, you know, it's funny you said it because one time before Ruck, and I don't know if you were part of it, Ron, we talked about like instead of reincarnating, the only reason we in other words, we keep coming back until you do what you were supposed to do. You fulfilled your life, and then you don't come back. And we thought about that was just some conversation we had. So maybe maybe we do come back, but each time we're trying to do better than the last one and better than the last one. And if you don't do what you're supposed to, you come back until you get it right, and then you go on and and that was just something to talk about. It's like, when some people
That's interesting.
until so in other words, when you don't come back, you fulfilled
finished.
everything.
Because I think in a previous life, I was like a Dominican woman who had like a booth on a beach or something where I sold like food and wares and stuff.
right.
I'm
I always
Ron, look at Ron is looking. I'm so serious.
I always think I'm one of those them pamper wearing sandal slaves that were not slaves but workers that did the
Yeah,
pyramids.
why all these people getting reincarnated ain't been slaves? Well, I don't never hear them stories.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I don't never hear them
know what I'm
stories.
saying?
I'm slave.
Well, I don't know anything about the Dominican one.
Part
Yeah,
of it is
never hear
like,
that.
what you really like
always
now,
rich
like I'm
or
really
smart.
into Egypt and stuff
I
like
wasn't
that.
rich.
I might have lived there in that time. That's
Yeah.
See that
I
part.
love it now because
He was a Hebrew
Hey,
slave.
but I don't
In
know
Egypt.
that I was
In
Right.
when I
Egypt.
wasn't a slave because
Oh,
I worked
you
for
ain't a
beer.
slave,
I worked
huh?
for beer.
Mm.
We got beer
Okay.
built in
What
pyramids
the
and
hell?
shit.
They do work for beer. That's how they pay them. They pay
But
them
no,
in beer.
They were
No,
slaves.
like it's a running joke. I said it for a while that I was Latino in another life,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah,
saying
go
for the
again.
longest I was
Yeah,
Dominican,
Puerto
and then
Rican,
like during Harvey, this lady came from Puerto Rico, and she told me, she said, "No, you Boricua.
You're Boricua.
You
yeah.
Boricua. You were like Puerto Rican, nothing like."
Right.
So when I got a chance to go to like Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and different islands and stuff, I felt most at home in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
I did. I felt most at home in St. Thomas. But no, I think I narrowed it down to I was Dominican in another life, and I had like a stand on the beach or restaurant on the beach where I sold food on the beach,
That's
think-
what I was.
and I was comfortable.
I
'Cause
think I
I'm
was
really
in
comfortable.
Afghanistan.
Before I moved
Shut
here
up,
to
Ron.
Houston, before I moved here to Houston, with the
My
state
former
like,
life is in Kabul.
right. Before I moved here to Houston, I was gonna move to Puerto Rico.
Oh,
My dad still lived there. I was gonna move there, and that's what I said I was gonna do. I was gonna get me a grill.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to the beach, and I was gonna sell shish kebabs with bread all day long. That's what I was gonna go.
See,
do,
when I
and be
went
on
to
the
Puerto
beach,
Rico, I
too.
didn't feel at home.
You know.
I didn't feel like I was home in Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
So I was like, I don't think this is it.
They
I don't
black
think
people
this is
too. Why not?
They
Fucking home.
weren't home.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was either Dominican Republic or the islands. I think it was Dominican because I felt okay.
Oh, see
there.
that. Go kept going,
You
huh?
feeling more comfortable.
St. Thomas had me feeling really comfortable,
Plus they spoke more
But-
English and it's
but the Dominican Republic, the reason I said I think it was Dominican was because, okay, I don't know if you ever go down like on airline in 610 area, like there used to be Caninos where the Houston Farmers Market is. Yeah, I love that area. Like I just feel so at home with them. Those are like my people. Like I go to the farmers market and I walk around. I like that. I go to the spice market. I go to El Bollo and I go in there. Nobody speaks English. I love it.
Yeah.
I like it. These are my people. They say my friend, my friend. I'm like, yes, my friend.
Okay, my friend.
I like it.
You were one of
Okay,
those
my friend.
that kissed the door slaughtered.
Okay,
I like it. And you think about my Nola Baby Spice line, I have 5 different adobo blends. So I think I was Dominican in another life. Ron's just a hater. He was like,
Why you can't be from China? Why you can't have a former life in China?
I don't feel that. I like Chinese
Oh,
food.
so we're going by feelings. All right, gotcha.
I mean, I like Chinese food,
I
but-
feel Elon Muskian. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. Yeah, I feel like that.
And until my bank has more zeros, then I'll feel.
Hey, delusions of grandeur.
So have you come any closer to identifying your calling?
No, man, and we out of time. Unfortunately, it is 7:56. So
That's how your calling gonna be.
that's right.
He gonna have to come back.
I'm good.
Right.
He ain't done this.
I'm
He
good.
gonna have to come back.
Good.
He gonna have to come back.
I'm
Back.
good.
I'm doing my calling right now.
You doing your calling right now, Bobby?
Extra food on the show. I was meant to be here.
Right here, right now.
So,
Ron has not fulfilled his
We
calling.
ain't got to be
Right.
from
Thank you, Mama,
Afghanistan.
for calling in.
Right here.
as always, thank you everybody. Much love for your support. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope we made you think about what if you're doing your calling or maybe you're not.
Or callings,
Or
plural.
calling. You know, you might can do a few.
Operating within your gifts.
Right. You can,
In Spanish from the Dominican Republic.
You know, selling fichos on the beach, my friend.
Steve,
You know.
Steve, guacamole for you.
Yeah, right. You know, some rotisserie chicken right there. She cooking it in her little bar.
So it's Puerto Rican
on the
black
beach.
chicken.
You know, right.
Yeah, I told you.
So thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Don't forget, was it
Tomorrow, but
Tomorrow is Talk About It Thursday. What you talking about on Talk About It Thursday tomorrow?
We're gonna talk about wellness. I'm having on the same thing. Don't judge me because we recording it today, y'all.
So if you want to continue it, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for
Tune in
that.
tomorrow.
And then TGIF on Friday.
Yes.
And then are we doing a Black Can for Saturday?
Oh, not this Saturday.
Not
but
this
the next
Saturday?
but I can't.
So for the next Saturday. So make sure y'all tune in for that. Go to the website. You'll tell us what we do. Next Monday, we don't have anything yet. Go to the website.
no, not yet.
So go to the
It'll be a
website and
Friday.
see it again. Like we tell you, if you have something
Not
you
gonna
want to talk
the
about,
aftermath, right?
let us know. You know, put in a comment. Let us know. Send us an email. Or come here on the show and talk about it yourself. You can lead the conversation. Anyways, I'm Brother Los.
I'm Brother Ron.
Brother
Pardon me, it's
Black
Swig.
Swig.
Swig. That's his new name. Swig.
Señorita Danessa.
Señorita Danessa. Señorita D.
It's an old spirit right here. It's an old spirit.
Señorita D. Santiago.
It's an old
Santiago de la
spirit.
Vega, de la madre que te parió. We got
Yes.
peace.
Peace.